Imagine growing up where fairy tales feel poor in comparison. Where your childhood toys aren't bought from a store, they're custom-made by European designers. Where your home isn't a mansion, but a palace wrapped in imported marble and guarded by security forces trained like elite commandos. This isn't fiction. This is the hidden world of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's daughters, Princess Noura and Princess Fada, two young royals living lives more opulent than anyone could possibly imagine. Their father, MBS, may be known globally as the powerful ruler reshaping Saudi Arabia, but to them, he's simply the man who filled their childhood with unimaginable luxury, protected them from the public eye, and gave them access to a lifestyle that's nearly impossible to describe without sounding made up. These aren't public-facing princesses with Instagram accounts and magazine spreads. They're ghosts in gold, private, protected, and positioned at the heart of one of the richest monarchies on earth. Their lives are silent symphonies of extravagance, backed by a royal fortune estimated at $1.4 trillion, derived from oil empires, real estate portfolios, and global investments. Noura and Fada live in a realm of wealth few have ever entered. Even beyond that, they have direct access to their father's personal fortune, which hovers around $25 billion. Take, for instance, one of the family's crown jewels, a palace so extravagant it makes Versailles look like a summer cottage. Known as Chateau Louis XIV, the property near Paris is a modern-day reimagination of 17th-century majesty. The estate, priced at a staggering $320 million, was reportedly snapped up on behalf of MBS, and it's no ordinary mansion. We're talking 50,000 acres of curated perfection, complete with mirrored halls, golden chandeliers, and 2 ballrooms so vast they could host state-level galas. A 3,000-bottle wine cellar lies beneath the structure, while above it, a gleaming white marble statue of Louis XIV silently watches over the moat. But the showstopper? An underwater meditation chamber. Imagine descending into a serene blue glow beneath the castle's waters, surrounded by koi and sturgeon gliding around glass walls, as golden-hued silence cradles your thoughts. A sanctuary within a fortress. Tranquility, paid for in oil and power. And it doesn't stop there. The technology built into this architectural wonder would put Silicon Valley to shame. Every lighting fixture, every fountain, every flame in every candle-shaped bulb is connected to smart systems that allow for remote control from anywhere in the world. This isn't just a palace, it's a living, breathing organism of luxury. It's here, or in homes like it, that the princesses are known to spend their holidays. And even though photos are rare and appearances even rarer, insiders whisper of interiors custom-tailored to their every desire, silken curtains stitched by royal couturiers, furniture built to mimic the thrones of emperors, and walk-in wardrobes that resemble high-end boutiques. Back home in Saudi Arabia, the girls are surrounded by even more grandeur. The Yamama Palace, one of the family's primary residences, is a visual symphony of arabesque design and European opulence. Walls carved with painstaking detail, ceilings that rival cathedral domes, and furniture that blends comfort with ceremonial elegance. It's not just a place to live, but a declaration of power. Then there's the Al Uqaydir Palace, another royal sanctuary famed for its gold-plated accessories, from tissue dispensers to bathroom faucets. There's no such thing as ordinary in these homes. Even the smallest objects are status symbols. When the princesses walk through these palaces, they aren't just walking through a home, they're moving through a legacy. A kingdom built on oil, but held together by tradition, power, and unimaginable wealth. Now, what decorates the walls of these homes? Forget motivational posters or modern prints. Try Leonardo da Vinci. Prince Mohammed bin Salman is rumored to be the anonymous buyer of Solvitor Mundi, the most expensive painting ever sold at auction, with a price tag north of $450 million. The artwork, thought to be painted by da Vinci himself, reportedly now rests in a private royal gallery, perhaps in a space only his daughters and inner circle are allowed to enter. For the princesses, original Monets, Picassos, and da Vinci's aren't museum trips, they're just part of the scenery. A normal morning stroll might involve brushing past priceless canvases as they head to breakfast. Their bedrooms? Think of mini Louvres, ornate, perfectly lit, climate-controlled spaces curated with Renaissance and Islamic masterpieces. And when guests arrive, they aren't offered coffee and biscuits. They're shown a sculpture worth more than their entire net worth before appetizers are even served. Art, for this royal family, is more than decoration, it's identity. It's heritage. It's power on canvas. And the daughters of MBS don't just witness it, they grow up immersed in it. When you're part of the House of Saud, travel doesn't happen on cruise ships or in first class. It happens aboard floating kingdoms. The Pegasus and the Serene, two of the most extravagant yachts on Earth, are reportedly under the family's control. These aren't boats. They're cities at sea. The Pegasus, acquired around 2014, cost roughly $200 million and is essentially a floating five-star resort. It boasts gold-trimmed spa rooms, Michelin star-level dining, and furnishings that make Versailles blush. From a gym that rivals Olympic training centers to 24-karat infused massage oils, every inch of the Pegasus whispers wealth. But the Serene? That's something else entirely. Measuring over 134 meters, this yacht was formerly owned by a vodka tycoon and is now a sovereign island on water. With enough room for 24 guests and 52 crew, it features a helicopter pad, an indoor saltwater pool, an actual submarine for underwater exploration, and a movie screen visible from the deck. For Princess Noura and Princess Fada, these yachts are more than transport, they're private escapes. Birthday parties happen on the Mediterranean. Girls' weekends involve choosing which coastal city they'll dock in next. While most of the world browses travel blogs, these princesses live out dream itineraries before lunch. And the best part? They have it all to themselves. No tourists, no paparazzi, no crowds. Just sea breezes, spa treatments, and butlers who know which gold-rimmed drink they prefer before it's even asked for. If sailing through Europe on a $200 million yacht sounds unreal, wait until you see how Prince Mohammed bin Salman's daughters take to the skies. Because when your father controls one of the largest oil reserves on Earth, flying isn't just transportation, it's theater. Forget business class. Forget private jets. MBS doesn't travel in planes, he flies palaces. At the heart of this airborne empire is a custom Airbus A380, often dubbed the Flying Castle. It's the world's largest passenger aircraft, but in this case, not a single passenger outside the royal inner circle ever steps aboard. Its estimated value? $450 million. And every inch is tailored to the Crown Prince's opulent preferences. Inside, the A380 is a floating city of indulgence. You'll find a fully equipped spa modeled after a Turkish hammam, a music hall with a grand piano, a gourmet restaurant with live-in chefs, and even a multi-car garage. Yes, on board. This isn't transportation. This is what happens when a nation's wealth gets wings. For Princess Noura and Princess Fada, this is just another option on the travel menu. Want to visit London for the weekend? No need to pack light, there are full-sized walk-in wardrobes in the sky. Need to unwind before landing in Paris? Enjoy a massage while cruising 40,000 feet above the Alps. Accompanying the A380 is a luxury customized Boeing 747, another flying fortress designed with meticulous detail. While this model typically carries 400 passengers on commercial routes, MBS has reimagined the aircraft as a sanctuary in the sky. It features velvet lounges, sleeping suites with king-sized beds, and dining halls that could easily seat royals, diplomats, or billionaires. Imagine stepping onto this plane, not through a crowded airport gate, but through a red carpet entrance guarded by elite security. Then being greeted not by flight attendants, but by palace-trained stewards offering gold-rimmed coffee cups and hand-stitched silk napkins. For the daughters of MBS, this is just travel as usual. Back on land, the indulgence continues with a car collection so extravagant it looks like it was designed by a child with unlimited money and a need for speed. Tucked within specially built, climate-controlled garages are some of the most exclusive vehicles on the planet. The centerpiece? A $3 million Bugatti Chiron. With a top speed of 261 miles per hour, it's not just a supercar, it's a technological marvel. And while it's unclear if the princesses drive, they're often chauffeured in one-of-a-kind luxury, rolling through Riyadh like goddesses of horsepower. Next up? A Lamborghini Aventador, bold, angular, and brimming with V12 muscle. Then a McLaren P1, the hybrid supercar built for both speed and sustainability. These aren't just cars, they're mobile works of art. Every leather stitch, every carbon fiber spoiler, every touchscreen control panel screams exclusivity. But luxury isn't only about performance. That's where the Rolls-Royce Phantom comes in. Refined, silent, and meticulously handcrafted, the Phantom offers a ride so smooth it feels like floating through time. With champagne coolers built into the seats and interiors that mimic royal drawing rooms, it's the ultimate expression of understated power. Also nestled in the fleet is a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, armored and opulent, perfect for both prestige and protection. And of course, a cherry red Ferrari LaFerrari, because in a garage like this, one Ferrari just isn't enough. Every ride is more than transportation for MBS's daughters. It's a rolling throne room. But where does all this jaw-dropping wealth come from? To understand that, we need to go back nearly a century. In the 1930s, Saudi Arabia struck black gold oil in a deal with an American oil company. What followed was the birth of one of the richest energy partnerships in human history. That company became Saudi Aramco, and it transformed the House of Saud from regional rulers into global power brokers. Saudi Aramco isn't just an oil company. It's an empire. The crown jewel of the Saudi economy. It generates the lion's share of government revenue, controls vast portions of the country's GDP, and fuels almost every luxury the royal family enjoys. That means every jet, palace, yacht, or painting hanging on a royal wall has a barrel of oil behind it. But the royal family didn't stop with oil. They've expanded their influence through real estate, both domestically and globally. Inside Saudi Arabia, they own sprawling lands in Riyadh, Jeddah, and Mecca, many of which have been developed into luxury hotels, shopping centers, and elite residential zones. Outside the kingdom, their presence is just as powerful. Multi-million-dollar estates in London's Mayfair, penthouses in New York's Park Avenue, private villas in the French Riviera and Beverly Hills. It's not just about homes. It's about positioning, influence, presence. For MBS's daughters, a visit to Paris doesn't mean booking a hotel. It means choosing which estate they want to stay in. But the most powerful tool in the royal financial arsenal? The Public Investment Fund, Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, controlled directly by the Crown Prince himself. Think of it as the family's bottomless treasure chest, one that holds shares in Uber, Lucid Motors, gaming companies, movie studios, and even football clubs. When MBS wants to expand Saudi Arabia's influence, he doesn't just shake hands, he buys a seat at the table. The PIF has become a monster on the global investment stage, shifting strategies from traditional oil-based ventures to futuristic pursuits, AI, tech startups, renewable energy, and space innovation. This is not just diversification. It's domination. For Princess Noura and Princess Fahda, the result is generational wealth that stretches far beyond oil. They're not just beneficiaries of the past, they're heirs to a new global empire. To be a daughter of MBS is to live in a world untouched by the ordinary. To grow up surrounded by silence not because of lack, but because everything speaks in gold and marble. Their birthday gifts? Possibly entire islands. Their tutors? Probably professors flown in from Oxford or MIT. Their pets? Perhaps horses descended from royal Arabian bloodlines, stabled in air-conditioned barns. They move through life inside invisible bubbles of protection, beauty, and wealth, far from cameras and public opinion. And maybe that's what makes it all the more fascinating. We don't see them. But we know, just behind those palace walls, an entire reality exists that few could dream of.